everyone, this is Hannah from Oscha Slings and I welcome you to our live video this Tuesday afternoon. Do say hello when you've joined me this afternoon, and I would love it if someone could share my video in Clan Oscha. That would be brilliant so that everyone has a chance to come and join us before we get started today. Do say hello when you've joined me. I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from and also what you are celebrating today. So the sun is out in Edinburgh. Finally, the sun has arrived in Scotland and we are really excited. It has been a long winter, trust me, and we're just pleased to breathe in the fresh air, get out and about and celebrate the sun. So I have 3 new releases for you this afternoon, which are all part of our summer collection. So I'm really looking forward to telling you all about the wrapping qualities of these slings, and I would love it if someone wouldn't mind sharing this video into our Facebook group Clan Oscha, so that more of you can join me this afternoon before we get started. That would be brilliant. Hi there, welcome everyone. Hi Martina from Greenland. Oh wow, how interesting. Hello, hi Laura from Denmark. Hi everybody. I'm looking forward to showing you our 3 new slings this afternoon, and it will be brilliant. Do let me know once the video is shared in Clan Oscha. Hi Marielle, lovely to see you. Hi everyone. Please do let me know once the video has been shared in Clan Oscha. That would be a really great help this afternoon, and we will be able to get started once everyone has joined us. So today, let me know what you're grateful for. What are you celebrating? I am celebrating the sun in Scotland today. We're so thrilled to have a lovely, bright, sunny 1st of June. Can you believe it? Cannot believe that we're into June already, but I tell you what, I'm super excited about that. Hi Esther from Amsterdam, lovely to see you. Hi Andrea. Brilliant. Hi Marielle. Oh, it's your birthday. Oh, brilliant. Happy birthday, Marielle. That's lovely news. Thank you for joining me on your birthday. That's really special. I hope you're in for a lovely live session today, and I can't wait to show you our new slings. Oh, thank you Laura for sharing the video in Clan Oscha. That is really helpful. Perfect. So let's get going. So many of you will have seen our beautiful Jade warp on the Clan Oscha and on our Facebook page, and I just can't wait to show you all about it in more detail. So those of you who are long-time Oscha fans might recognise the famous Okinami Wipeout. So do let me know if you were here back in 2016 when we had our first release of this sling. So 5 years ago we designed this beautiful jade warp, which kind of mimics those lovely lagoon sea greens that you get in a kind of just beautiful tropical beaches. And I have to say that we're certainly missing our summer holidays here in Scotland, so at least we can just dream through colourful wraps instead. So we have this beautiful sea green at the very bottom there, almost like a kind of lagoon tone at the bottom, and then all the way through this beautiful turquoise in the middle, and then up to a more kind of foresty green at the top. So it's a lovely 5-colour grad, and it's an organic BCI, Better Cotton Initiative, organic combed cotton warp. So that's the fabric in the warp, and it has a lovely kind of shimmer to it. You can almost see it glows, and that's the kind of natural shimmer from the cotton that you get there. So I'm going to pop Okinami Wipeout on, and I'll tell you a little bit more about the blend of this one. It's one of my favourite blends, it has to be said. I absolutely love this blend. So it is a 20% wild silk blended with 20% cotton in the weft. So it gives for a really versatile blend, and I wouldn't be afraid of the wild silk. You know, you can wash it on a hand wash cycle in your machine. It's breathable, it's lightweight, this one, so it's 267 GSM, so it's going to be really good, a really good all-rounder for kind of all year round, but it will be good in the summer. And the thing I love about the Wild Silk is it just goes on like a glove. It kind of feels like a bandage once you tie your little one into the sling, and it has a really nice kind of glide to it, a little cushiness on your shoulders, so a little bit of extra comfort on your shoulders, and it is really nice and grippy, so it stays in place too. So I really love this one for all ages, but particularly, you know, be lovely for newborns, but you could also use this sling all the way up until toddlerhood as well, especially if you wanted to do a double layer carry if you had a heavy toddler. But yeah, I'm a real fan of the Wild Silk. I think it's the same blend as our, or very, very similar to our classic Starry Night Nebula, which is one that's just been in stock forever. We just love it. It's such a lovely universal blend, this one. So I'm just going to pop my little one into the sling, and do let me know if you've got any questions. I will come and have a good read and answer as many as I possibly can. I love answering your questions, so let me know if you've got any thoughts at all about the slings that I'm going to show you today, or any questions that you might have. Wow, you can see the colours on the reverse there in my front wrap cross carry. So it's really nice and easy to tighten this one. It, like I say, it almost just kind of feels like a lovely kind of bandage around you and your baby. So this one is a really good all-rounder. You can use it from newborn all the way up until toddlerhood. It's going to give you a nice little cush on your shoulders, no digginess or anything, and that's actually really nice for you know, for wearing in the summer if you're not wearing clothing in between you and your sling. It can be a nice kind of soft texture next to your skin, which I really like. It's breathable, it's cushy, soft and moldable. So our tester, I'm not sure if you're here, Yuan Lee, but do let me know if you're here. We'd love to hear if you've got any extra input. But there is a lovely review that Yuan Lee has popped onto the Clan Oscha, our Facebook group, and you can see her full review there. But I know because this is exactly the same release as we did run in 2016, there are others out there who have tried this one in the past, so you could definitely check in there if you're not too sure about the blend, or if you're wanting to know more about this release. Yes, Yuan Lee said it was really wonderful for summer, this sling, and it feels quite thin in hand but comfortable to wear. I'm wearing a size 5 today for this one. Just make sure I'm all tucked in. And there we go, that's the Okinami Wipeout. So let me see if there's any questions. Let's have a look. Lovely. Oh, hi Ali. I just love this. I just wish... oh, you wish we did the border change so the grad shines through. Oh, that's a really good bit of feedback. Thank you, Ali. Yes. I guess that would be really cool to have the different border on the edge. And you're still excited. I'm going to go for a 7. Oh, that's exciting. Wonderful. I'm so glad to hear you're going to go for this one, Ali. Andrea says Wipeout is so beautiful. Oh, hi Marta, so lovely to see you. I know it's, so you're saying it's Polish National Children's Day today, and she wishes us all the very best to all the lovely kiddos in the world. That's such a lovely thought. Thanks Marta, lovely to have you with us today. Do let me know if you've got any other thoughts or questions. Oh, Paula's been here since 2005. Well, I think that's pretty good going. That's brilliant. Lovely to have you all with us. And Paula says, yes, I'm looking for an Okinami Tula, and there is one now. There's none now. Oh, that's not good. Well, I'll need to I can definitely speak to Tula about that and see if they can get something organised. Brilliant. Thank you so much all for joining me this afternoon. Yeah, let me know if you have any other questions at all or thoughts on these releases that I'm going to show you, and Kamiko says, so excited to grab a ring sling. This will be lovely for a ring sling. And Marielle says, I love this for the first year and summer. Mine is big now, but it's very supportive in a Keras and a toddler for cool summer. Will this be made to order? I would love a scrap for nostalgia. Yes, so this one will be made to order. So we'll be able to order this one in all of our carriers and accessories. So you could go for an Alia bag or a scarf or a shawl, and you could also go for any of the Bairn, Curie or Keras carrier as well. And I think obviously it would be a really amazing carrier, this one, and you'll be able to see on the listing exactly where the placement will be and how it will look on the carrier and the Alia bag on the listing. So do look out for that if you're looking for the made to order. We will have ready-made wraps and ring slings, as always, and if those sell out, we will move them on to made-to-order listings as well. So keep an eye on both places if you're interested. So yeah, you can join us tomorrow evening for the release at 7:30. Oh, hi Kimberly, lovely to see you. Some lovely Oscha ex-employees joining us, ex-team members. Lovely to have you this afternoon. Yes, Alison says it's going to be as stunning as an Alia bag. Brilliant. Marielle says, how much will there be? Probably will move fast. Yes, it's so hard to tell. We have ordered, in my opinion, a good amount of Okinami Wipeout in the hope that you know, everybody can order one who wants to order one, but obviously we just can never really tell exactly how many we're going to need. And we do have a few other items on this warp which I'm going to show you just now, and yeah, so in terms of across the whole warp, you know, there's quite a few different items going on, but hopefully there will be enough Okinami. It's not, what I would say about Okinami Wipeout, it's not super limited, but sometimes we just don't know whether that's going to be enough. So brilliant. Okay, so if you want to see anything more about Okinami Wipeout, I might show you the knot on this one and the sort of stretch of it. It's nice and easy to tie, as I said before, I think because it's fairly thin and it's a silk wrap, so it's got a good kind of balance of grip and glide for this one. And if you do want to see anything more with it, then I can show you that, and I can do that at the end. But here you go in terms of the scale. Quite a nice thin wrap. And I think I saw a comment there asking to see the reverse. So of course the reverse looks like this. So that's your reverse, and that is your front facing side. So they're very similar on the front and the back for the Okinami Wipeout. You know, you just have the colour and the waves on the front side, which is really beautiful. So there we go, and let me just check if there's any other questions there. Oh yes, Maria says, is there more coming on this warp after this week's release? No, so this is it. So we had Okin Shield Nelo last 2 weeks ago, and then we have these 3 slings that I'm going to show you today on this warp, and we are going to have some scarves. So some scarves are woven particularly for scarves, so they're the warp weight scarves. So they'll be coming in a couple of weeks' time as well, so that'll be quite exciting, but they're not in terms of wraps, so we won't have anything more coming on this warp this time around. Ali says, oh my god, I'm in love with the reverse. It is pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, so reverse side. And of course with the wild silk as well, you do get that lovely kind of flecky texture, nice and soft straight from the bag, won't need a lot of breaking in, and you can see those lovely little flecks from the wild silk when you get up nice and close. So there we go. And oh, Anne Christine says you just managed to join. Oh, lovely to see you, Anne Christine. You haven't missed the Puffins yet? No, they're coming, don't worry. Okay, lovely. All right, so do let me know if you have any more chatter about Okinami Wipeout. We can come back. We can come back to that one. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the Starry Night Jade. So this sling is really interesting because it is one of our eco blend slings. So that means we have actually worked with the weavers to do our absolute best in using up every tiny little bit of yarn that's left from all of our different weaves, and even potentially some other clients that they have as well. So we have in this one sling, we actually have 7 different yarns. So it makes for a really interesting, lovely blend that's completely unique. So we would never reweave anything like this again. So this is a completely unique item with Starry Night Jade because they are there's lots of weft yarns that are just little ends that we have left over. So Elisa's asking where does the name come from? Do you mean the name of all the slings? This is quite a fun one. I think there was a chatter on the clan about this the other day. So this is like our kind of surfy collection. So it's like our kind of, you might remember like Starry Night Surfs Up, and of course Okinami Wipeout, Starry Night Dude. We had Zorro Kickflip. And I don't know if anyone has guessed it, but basically they're all surfing terms. So it's all about being at the seaside, and yeah, kind of any kind of terms to do with surfing. That's where we've got our inspiration and where we have decided to name the slings from. So that's why it's Starry Night Dude. Let me know what you think about that, and if you actually managed to put 2 and 2 together there, that would be really cool. So Starry Night Jade, I'm just going to show you a little bit closer first and then I'll put it on second. So with this one we do have, as I say, 7 different yarns going on in this. So it's on the same warp, the organic comb cotton warp, and then we've got a lovely kind of pinstripe effect, and it almost looks like it kind of sparkles. That's how it looks when you kind of see it from the front facing side with the Starry Night. You know, you can see the different wefts kind of poking through, and certainly when it kind of catches the light, it almost looks like it's glistening. And then on the reverse you can see those colours a little bit more clearly. So most of the yarns are in a kind of goldy tones, so kind of in that lovely sandy or goldy or rich gold tones. And then we also have the thick viscose linen slub, so there's 10% of that, and that is the lovely brig kind of chunky white yarn. It's actually, it looks white here against everything else, but it's almost like a kind of pale cream when you see it alone. And then we also have in there just a little hint, just 10% of the Tussa Barrette silk, and that's the twisted Tussa Barrette silk, and it's like a kind of goldy tone, and then you've got these gorgeous flecks of pink. There's wee flecks of pink and wee flecks of blue coming through there. So you have to get really close to see it, but you do get the occasional little pop of a little kind of slub and nub of the lovely kind of pink coming through. And I'm not sure if they've photographed that well, but when you see it in real life, you do see the occasional little sparkle of pink and blue. So that's really interesting. So I'll run through the full blend as I put it on, because it is quite long when you're reading out all of the different weft yarns. So we have our BCI Organic Comb Cotton Warp, of course, the Jade Warp. You can see those lovely colours there. And we've gone for the dark blue as the top rail, so because it's not a directional pattern, you know, we've chosen the dark at the top. But of course, if you're wearing a wrap, you could go with the lighter colour at the top, closest to your face. And also, if you go for a ring sling, you can choose which direction you want. So depending on whether you wear a ring sling on your left or your right shoulder, you can decide if you want to have that blue at the top or the bottom. But if you're ordering a carrier, then you're going to have them you're going to have those ones with the dark blue at the top and an Alia bag as well. So the weft blend then, we have got 12% tencel, 7% fine wet spun Scottish linen, 10% viscose linen slub, 8% bamboo viscose and 10% tussah barrette silk. There we go. So the GSM of this one is 303 GSM. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one for newborns. I think this is a wrap that's better for kind of 3 months plus. I know that our tester got on absolutely fine with it. Rena tested this one, and she thought that it would be absolutely fine, kind of a really good all-rounder. And just in terms of its kind of thickness and its weight, I would say that maybe tiny newborns, it might just be a little bit bulky, but you know, they're going to grow really quick anyway. So I would say it's such a supportive wrap, this one. It's obviously a really unusual blend, so sometimes that can be hard to understand exactly how it's going to wrap or how it's going to feel on, but I will do my best to explain how it feels. So this one, I feel as though it has a really lovely drape. You can kind of see that in the way it moves. So you can see it's got quite a nice drape to it. It feels very soft from the bag. It does feel fairly thick in hand when I'm holding it on and using it. So it's actually quite cushy as well. You'll find from the combination of the viscose linen slub and the barrette silk is adding a really lovely kind of cushiness to the sling, but it's also like super supportive. So if you are looking to carry a heavier toddler, then I would say that this one is a real star for that. And I know that our model Sylvia, she tried it, she obviously wore it with her wee one, and he's a toddler, and she really loved this blend. So yeah, it does feel very supportive. It's going to be, it feels pretty grippy, but it's not difficult to tie, so it has quite a good balance of grip and glide, I guess, for this one. I think I'm going to show you in a front wrap cross carry with a pond finish, just so you can see the lovely colours, because obviously I'm trying it with a small baby, so you're only really getting the top part of the grad. But I would really recommend this one for yeah, for kind of 3 months up, but particularly good for toddlers. It'd be really nice for heavy toddlers for sure, this one. So Andrea's saying, will it be very wrinkly from the viscose linen slub? No, that's something that I haven't found with this one, and I think that's what's quite good in terms of it only being 10% of the viscose linen slub. You're getting that lovely supportiveness, you're getting that kind of that really kind of strong strength from the linen, but you're not getting a kind of really stiff wrap or a heavy wrap, and it's not going to be like very difficult to break in. It feels, you know, this is a brand new sling, and it doesn't feel like, you know, you can see there the drape on it is really quite generous for such a thick sling. You know, it's 300 GSM and it does have the linen in it, but I would say it's a really lovely blend. And I also think, you know, adding it with the fine wet spun linen, that's a really lovely sort of glidey blend or glidey yarn. Tencel, of course, you've got 12% tencel in there, and tencel's a really lovely smooth yarn. So I think all of this, you know, the combination is it's sort of making a really nice kind of cushy, supportive but comfortable sling, I think is what I would describe it as. So I'm just gonna tighten that all the way up and see if we can get, obviously my doll here is quite small, so she's probably a little bit young for this sling, but absolutely from kind of 3 months I would say, you know, it's absolutely fine. And I'm just going to do a little twist there so that you can get some of those lovely minty lagoon kind of tones coming in. And of course the reverse of this sling is really quite different from the sort of front facing side, so you could get a really nice like fancy finishes with this one, and that would be, it would be really lovely as well. So yeah, I would love to hear what you think about this one for sure. It's such an unusual blend, and yeah, just going to tie that in a double knot. It's got good grip, it's sort of staying in place. It definitely feels like quite a nice kind of comfortable wrap, yeah. There we go. So that's Starry Night Jade. And it really does glow in real life. So let me see if I can answer your questions. You can see there the sort of colours that are coming through. You know, certain lights, it really kind of almost glistens. And that's the, you can see a little bit of the underside there, that lovely pinstripe effect, which almost kind of makes it look like a kind of hand-woven sling or something. Krista, oh yeah, hi Krista. So you have reviewed our puffin slings, so you can always jump in when I show puffins next. So yes, Krista says this is beautiful. Thank you, Krista. That's lovely. And Pam is saying this is nice colour coordination. Oh, why thanks, Pam. I'm assuming you mean my outfit here. I'm just so excited to wear my summer clothes, honestly. I've been prancing about for the last 3 days in all of my summer wardrobe just in case the sun decides to disappear again. I think we've been having quite a difficult time up here in Northern Europe with our rain and our cold weather for so long now. Lovely. I'm just going to check to see if there's any more questions or comments on Starry Night Jade. Marielle says, I really love the look of the stripes. It's like falling stars. Honestly, it really does look kind of glisten from, you know, especially from the front facing side, and you get those little kind of nubs and slubs from the viscose and the silk kind of shimmering through, which is really lovely. So it's a nice option. Martina is asking, how many people work at Oscha HQ? Oh gosh, off the top of my head, I think at the moment we are maybe 18, something like that. So we have our seamstresses are working away in the office, and then most of the communication and customer team are working at home still at the moment. But yeah, I should know that, shouldn't I? I can confirm later once I've done a head count. Deborah says, is there any wool or linen in Starry Night? Yes, so the Starry Night Jade, we've got the linen slub, and we've got the fine Scottish wet spun linen as well. We don't have any wool in this one. So I wouldn't describe this one as a kind of summer blend just because of the weight of it. But it is all made from breathable fabrics. It's going to be, you know, good for summer in terms of maybe single layer carries, that kind of thing, but it doesn't feel like airy or like super kind of lightweight, but I think that's due to obviously the density of it, but that goes with the supportiveness as well, you know, you get that lovely support. Yes, oh that's good, I'm glad that you love the name. I don't know if anyone guessed that before. Maybe it was weird to have Starry Night Jade just come out of nowhere with like quite a bizarre name. Elise says that's great, thanks for the explanation. I'm glad I've been able to explain that for you all. Sarah's asking, when is this release? So this release of all three of the slings I'm showing you this afternoon are coming tomorrow evening at 7:30 BST, so British Summer Time. But we will have our secret stash happy hour, which happens between 7 and 8 PM. So you should definitely come and join us for that. We always have little giveaways or competitions, chatter. That's all hosted in Clan Oscha. So that's our Facebook group. You should definitely join us there. And I don't know if anybody's noticed, but we're close to 10,000 members in Clan Oscha. So we're going to have a wee celebration next week. Nothing too huge, but just to kind of celebrate with you all. So you'll be able to find out more info next week on that. But yeah, so I'll be really excited to have you all there. Lovely to have everybody. Lovely. And Elise says, I'm here for the Puffins too and for Starry Night Dude. Marielle says, ooh, Scars, I love the new Way to the Zorro Nixie later in the week. Happy with it, just a little bit pull prone. Yes, so Marielle, the ones that we're going to be bringing out on the Jade warp are that similar weight. So yeah, I'll let you see the preview. We'll have some pictures coming out in the next couple of weeks. So we'll have a little kind of collection of scarves. It seems a little bit silly in the middle of the summer, but we know that you all love to wear scarves as accessories as well, and quite often in different places, especially well, everywhere really. It's not always summer. It's hot summertime over the summer months, so hopefully those scarves will be exciting for you, even if it is a bit of an odd time of year. Perfect. Okay, so we will move on very shortly to the next sling. And Julia says Starry Nights love. Oh, lovely. Okay, perfect. So Esther's asking, is there a lot or only limited release for the Dude? I'm actually just thinking about that. How many are there? I don't think it's super limited, but of course, as I said before, this one is a particularly unique blend because it's like an eco blend that uses up all of our little bits that we've got left in the weaving mill. So you know, if we didn't use all of the little bits, they would end up going into landfill, which is definitely not what we want. So we've been able to make something super beautiful with a lovely eco blend. And but I don't think it's super limited. I think like Sekai Kian was the last one that we did back in January, and I think that was a little bit more limited. But it's hard to know. This is such a lovely colourway, isn't it? Okay, so Sylvia's asking, can it be washed in the washing machine? I was too scared to try. So I think with this one, it will probably say hand wash cycle or hand wash, but I would probably go for hand wash cycle in your machine if you trust your machine. So yes, I mean obviously it does have the only thing that you probably want to be careful for the Starry Night Dude is the Tussa silk. Everything else is super easy care. So I would maybe just, you could definitely do it on a cool, delicate cycle. You could give it a try. If you do that, Sylvia, do let us know how you get on. But yeah, I think it should be okay. Providing you trust your washing machine, which is sometimes you only realise that after the fact, which is not ideal. Okay, so that's Starry Night Dude. And then we are going to look at the Puffins. So you can see as well the scale of the knot on that one as well, which gives you a good idea of the thickness of this one. Okay, perfect. Can't wait to show you the next one. Last but not least. All right, baby. Okay, so this is our brand new Puffins. Oh, I think there's a little tip then from somebody saying about this washing the silk. Yes, I'd use silk detergent on delicate. Perfect, that's good advice, thank you. Great, perfect, thanks. Brilliant. Okay, so this is our brand new Puffins release. And of course the Puffins is just an absolute cutie of a pattern. And yeah, I think our tester, Krista, I think you're here today, you were saying that it's cute but it's still sophisticated at the same time. So this was designed by a Scottish tapestry artist. So for those of you who are not aware, Puffins are a Scottish seabird, and we do get puffins, although I think it's quite rare, up on the west coast of Scotland. So pretty special little bird, and of course they are just the cutest. So this one is on our lovely Jade warp, of course, and then we have this beautiful coral for the little beaks and the feet, and then in here along the kind of sand dunes or the kind of rushes along there. So then you can see the colour, you can really see the sort of true colours of the grad coming through on this design as well, because it's kind of has lots of warp facing spots there. And so of course we've got the three colours going on. You've got the ecru, this is a 100% organic comb cotton sling, but you've got the white and you've also got the coral. And the reverse as well, you'll see it's showing up a little bit more kind of orangey here on the screen, but I can assure you it's much more kind of vibrant coral in real life, which complements really well with the complements the jade kind of colour of the jade warp, so the lovely jade colour at the bottom there. So yeah, so let's put this one on and chat to you a little bit more about it. So of course we've got those three colours, which means that this is a hybrid weave. So it's been woven in a particular way that means we can introduce a third colour. So it does end up creating a slightly more dense sling. So it's this one is 308 GSM, and that's because you've got more a slightly different wave structure and more yarns involved. But we have also woven it in such a way that it's a sort of slightly more open weave as well, so although it might seem a little bit confusing, there's more going on, but it is still malleable and it's kind of still glides well, and you'll see that when I'm wrapping it, you know, it does glide pretty well. It will also soften with wear, so it needs a little bit more breaking in. This is a brand new sling, it hasn't even been washed, so I think that I would definitely say that it will break in a little bit more. You can see it's kind of sitting proud there on my shoulders, which, you know, shows that it's kind of got a life of its own a little bit at the moment, but it will soften up and it will become really lovely and soft, but it will also be super supportive. So I'm just going to pop this on as a front wrap cross carry and chat a little bit more about that. So our tester, Krista, actually tried this sling with her 3-month-old baby, and she thought it was a really great sling for, you know, in terms of supportiveness, and it wasn't too bulky at that age. So again, I would say it's maybe not ideal for newborns, but it would be certainly perfect for, you know, 3 months plus, and really good for heavier babies, heavier toddlers, perfect, wonderful. Will this one be super limited on the Puffins? I feel like Puffins maybe has the least amount, but I will check the numbers and I'll give you a little bit of an idea after this. But I've got a feeling that the Puffins may be slightly more limited than the others. So I'm just going to tighten that one up there. And again, it's that, you know, being 100% organic comb cotton, you really are going to get a lot of, you know, it's going to be real super easy care, a lot of wear out of this one. It's very grippy, and I think that's a lot to do with the texture of the hybrid and the texture that we've gone for on the Puffins, so that you've got a slightly different texture on their white bodies. And yes, as I say, it's sort of be similar for the, it will be kind of slightly, oh, lost my train of thought there for a second. Yes, so it will soften up with wear and use. It will be perfect for heavier children, heavier babies and toddlers, and I would say, as our tester has mentioned as well, really good for maybe kind of 3 months plus. If you do want to use it with a newborn, you know, I think you could break it in a little bit, and you could make sure to do a Lexi twist at the bottom like this, so that you're not bringing a lot of bulk underneath your newborn's thighs. But if you're going for a ring sling or something, it'll be absolutely fine, and single layer carries as well, totally fine for smaller babies. But certainly if you are yeah, once they get a little bit older, double layer carry, perfect. It will give you a lot of support and strength, and yeah, it's just a really lovely sling. And this one will come, will be available in our made to order fabric options as well. So you could go for a carrier or an Alia bag or an accessory item too. And there we go. So this is Puffins Shoaling, and you can see the lovely Puffins. Oh, you can see the reverse there a little bit. I've twisted that a little. Sort that out. There we go. So it's a lovely comfortable wrap. It's breathable as well, so I'd say it is going to be quite a good one for the summer, even though it is a little bit thicker, especially if you're carrying a heavier baby. You know, this will be a lovely summer wrap. It feels soft. It doesn't feel too thick in hand, even though it is 300 GSM. I guess it's a kind of medium to heavyweight wrap, but it's not particularly heavy. Julianne says, this is just so wonderful. You can see as well, I'll just pull that down so you can see all those lovely puffins. So you could get away with some really lovely different carries with this one as well. Krista says, I agree, I think it would make very durable pillows or cushions too. It's lovely. Oh, good, yeah, good idea. Well, yeah, so we will be selling 1 metre pieces as well of this one. So if you wanted to do some crafting with it, that would be a really lovely option as well. Perfect. Oh, Christine says, what a lovely pillow this will be. Absolutely. And Pam says, and mirrored grad. Oh, a lovely, yeah, great throw. Yeah, large pattern. Oh, well, yes, we might have a puffin throw coming in the winter. Not in exactly the same colourway, but there might just be something coming for this autumn winter. Yeah, Christian, yeah, it would be a lovely wrap throw, large, a large pattern. That would be really cool. Lovely, great. So lots of people saying, oh, so cute. It is a really cute one. Brilliant. So do let me know if you've got any further questions or if you'd like to see anything with this one. Okay. Andrea says, all of these are so lovely. Why do this to me? Sorry, Andrea. You'll just need to choose your most favourite, the one you think you'll wear the most. Would you try a pond finish with the puffins? Yes, of course. I can do that just now. Okay, so let me do a pond finish so that you can see what that looks like with the puffins as well. So I'll just pin this side to my legs and then hold the tension as much as I can. And just see if I can untwist that at the back. So it depends how much you want to have your everything gliding up the top there. Let's get the little faces in. So you can see the pond finish with the puffins. So you can kind of do your best at getting a nice flow going over there. I think I'll go under leg, but you could go over as well with this one. And then tie that. I'm using a size 6 for this one as well, just for reference. And that's the puffins finish, the pond finish with the puffins. Okay, here we are. And you can see that there as well. And Kristen says, okay, got to need these super cute puffins with the most beautiful colours for our baby number 3. Oh, that would be lovely. Beautiful. You'll have to share photos with us in Clan Oscha. Lovely. So do let me know if you have anything else that you'd like to see. And in the meantime, I'll remind you that tomorrow evening is our Secret Stash happy hour at 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock in the evening. That's BST, British Summer Time, thank goodness. And we will be, yes, so you can join us there for fun chatter, and we'll do all of our releases at 7:30 in the evening. And I also wanted to let you all know first as well, next week on Monday we are going to be opening a special draw to purchase for our Alia bag fabric, where you're going to be able to buy meters of the fabric that we specially wove for our Alia bag. So some of you will be familiar with these, and I will give you all of the information in Clan Oscha on Monday. But we will have Sekai, I think it's there's a Sekai kind of blue and ecru, and we have a Sekai coffee bean, which is a kind of a brown colour, and we've got the Liz Ocean, which is a lovely kind of ocean grad colour, and these are all woven with a really dense wave structure, so they would be brilliant for crafting and upholstery. So we thought it might be a really nice idea to give you all an opportunity to buy lengths of those, and these will be wider length. They'll be sort of double wrap width length, so they'll be 140 meters, 140 centimeters wide, and you'll be able to opt to enter the draw to purchase lengths of that fabric. So I'll give you all of the information on Monday in Clan Oscha about that, but just to let you know that is coming, and it's something that we are kind of excited about, just giving you all the opportunity to order some of that fabric, and we don't have an awful lot of it left, so it might be quite interesting, especially if there's people who are interested in doing some upholstery. And I've got something really cool to show you that Zoe has made for her house, so I'll be sharing all pics on Monday next week, but just so you know that's coming. Anika says the contrast on the front and the back looks beautiful. Yes, I know, I think that's with that lovely kind of coral colour. It's a really lovely contrast for this one. And Laura is saying, will Starry Night Dude make a good shorty? Yes, I think it would make a good shorty, because you've got a lot of nice cush there going on in the fabric, so you know you don't need to do a double layer carry, and quite often with shorty wraps they are single layers, and also yeah, they'd be good for carrying toddlers, which is good if your little ones, depending on how old your little one is, once they grow, shorty carries are also pretty good for toddlers. So also for the summer, because it's a little bit thicker, you'll have one single layer over you and your baby, and there won't necessarily be a lot of tying around, so you'll have a more breathability around you and kind of more air circulation if you go for a shorty. So yeah, I think Starry Night Dude would make a good shorty, especially for this time of year as well. Lovely. Okay, let's see if there's any more questions. Yes, so Emily is asking, are those the last wraps on the Jade warp? Yes, they are. So we had, last week we had Oaken Shield Nalo, which I think sold out. I don't think there's going to be any more. We're just working through the made to order on the Oaken Shield. I don't think there's going to be any more of those. If there is, it might be like an odd size here and there, in terms of just using the last of the fabric that we have, but I'm pretty sure it's sold out. And then we have the Okinami Wipeout on the Jade warp, and then we also have the Starry Night Dude. You can see that there. Someone was asking about creasing as well, so that gives you a wee bit of an idea of what it looks like after it's been worn. I wouldn't say it overly wrinkles, but it might be more than what you're hoping for, I don't know. I wouldn't say it's overly wrinkly, it's quite normal, and it just kind of smooths out as soon as you start to use it again, because because of the silk, I think, and there it tends to do that. And this is the Okinami, this is the Puffins Shoaling. So those three are the three slings that we have coming on the Jade warp. There's no more slings. We do have a couple of scarves, which I'll show you in a couple of weeks, but none in wrap fabric. Laura says, could you show off the reverse of Starry Night? Of course. So the reverse of the Starry Night looks like this, and I'll bring it a little bit closer for you to see. So you are getting, that's a little bit of the sort of gold slub from the barrette silk, and down at the bottom as well. You can see that there. And there's little kind of pinky, if you can see that, but there's wee kind of pinky tones coming in there as well. And that's it from a bit further away, so you can see the grad sort of subtle. Adds a kind of lovely gold kind of hue at the top, and then that's it at the other side. Yeah, I think the pinstripes are really lovely, they're really pretty, that's what Jordan's saying. I think it kind of adds something really different and quite unique, and when you're doing a kind of fancy finish or a little carrier, you kind of see, depending on where your knot is or how it's knotting, you know, you'll see that kind of, in some respects, will be kind of twisting, and I don't know, there's something quite cool about that as well. It's quite unusual, kind of catches the light in interesting ways. So there we go. Brilliant. Okay, well, if there are no more questions, then I will head off and I will be free to answer any of your questions in Clan Oscha, or if you do have anything else you want to ask, you can add it onto the comments here, and I'll check in and can answer anything that you need at that point. And we will look forward to chatting with you all in Clan Oscha and also for Secret Stash Happy Hour tomorrow evening. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you again soon. Bye!